Alright guys, welcome to the 13th Formula 1 Grand Prix review on my stream and the YouTube channel. Now, if you don't know, surely you know by now, every single Monday after a Grand Prix weekend, we hop on the stream and we turn it into a YouTube video. Check out a bunch of videos. We discuss a bunch of things from the weekend. We then do a Reddit recap. We check out F1 Fantasy, F1 Play, and we also put our live watch-along reactions from the stream, from qualifying and the race in the video. So let's get to those now. Oh, Perez may be in trouble. Oh, Perez is in trouble.
That bottom five, but he does.
Holy shit!
Perez is out.
What happened? What happened? Oh, God. Oh, this is it. This is it. And the Haas's are going to get penalties for that. Doesn't matter. They're last anyway. Oh, fucking Crofty pins out on Mazepin and not both of them. Like, bro, Crofty is so based when it comes to Mazepin. It's insane.
I was going to say he's very aggressive on the way in.
I thought he was going to make it out of the wall. He should be able to get going again. He's gone. He's gone. Yes. All right. He should get back to the pits, but I doubt he's going to be able to do his lap now. Oh my God. What the hell is happening? Oh, it's Latifi. He's just thrown. Like Russell keep. Oh my God. Latifi had the chance to beat his teammate for the first time. Greens for both Mercedes, but they're so far down. Verstappen improves on his time up to an 8, up to a 0.8. He will get poled. These guys can't beat him, I don't think. Yeah, they're 2/10 down. Up to P2. Nice. Not good for my fantasy team. Oh, that was actually really tight. Shout out Hamilton for putting that lap in at the end there. Almost beating him. That would have been a shock. Lights out and away we go. We're back after 5 weeks. Verstappen, great start. Covers off Hamilton. Bottas hasn't lost out to Gasly. Gasly's locked up. Both Ferraris. We're good. I thought Ferrari was going to kill each other. Is that Leclerc and Gasly? They're good. They're good. They're good. I thought Leclerc and Gasly killed each other there. Everything looks clean so far. Sainz is dropping back and back and back. This is chaotic. Everything's clean right now. Verstappen's already pulling away a little bit, isn't he? Let's see what Bottas does. How well can he hold up Max for Lewis? Oh, wow. Lewis is almost in DRS. Bottas is doing fantastic work right now. And yeah, this is what happens when you've got a teammate. Where's Perez right now? He gets the overtake done. Well done, Joel. I would have liked to have LP. Oh, yellow flag. What's happened? And it's Vettel spun. Fuck. If you're going to spin, at least do it well. Oh, we missed the overtake. We were too busy looking at a fucking zoom in on Verstappen's tire instead of a battle. Are you kidding me, dude? Oh. Oh, yeah. That's Norris's fault. Very, very deep. God, you got to be thankful Perez didn't get taken out there. That's definitely Lando's fault. Way too deep. Lando doing that to Perez again. Bruh, I thought Perez had a puncture there. Thank God he didn't get one. Oh! They're molding! They're molding! Mercedes is molding right now. Oh, no. Now they've got to pit Hamilton. Hey, Hamilton, go out and get it yourself. Go out and get it yourself. Oh, Alonso could get onto... Why are we watching this? Watch Alonso! Watch Alonso! Broadcast! Hello? Can we watch Alonso and Perez, please? Please! Final lap. We better... Okay, I get it's Max's home Grand Prix, and we should celebrate this. But can we watch Alonso and Perez? They're not showing us the battle. You're teasing me. But well done. Flawless weekend from Verstappen, pretty much. Look at that crowd. That is sick. That's insane. Gasly P4. Very, very well done. Great win. Great win from Max, but I'm a bit bitter at the... Oh, Russell retired right at the end of the race. What happened there? I can't wait to come back here next year. A bit slightly boring race, but the crowd made it very, very special. Yeah, so it was a decent Grand Prix weekend. I mean, the atmosphere was fantastic. It reminded me a lot of Monaco. The race wasn't that great, but we just had an electric energy, a new track that we haven't had in 35 years. And yeah, it was just an overall entertaining weekend. A lot to talk about. So yeah, let's get into it with the race highlights. So yeah, Max had a great start. No carnage on that one, which is absolutely nuts. I forgot about this. I forgot about this incident happening. Okay, wait, who even got involved? What did you? What's happened? What's happened? You better not be trolling me. You better not be trolling me. Twitter. You better not be trolling me. You better not be tweeting me. Wow, it's done. Valtteri Bottas is on the move. He'll be driving for Alfa Romeo next season. Wow, mid Grand Prix review. You get to see my actual reaction to that. All right, wow. All right. I mean, it was expected. So it's not like huge news, but it's finally confirmed. We finally know that Russell will be going to Merc, unless they do some dumb brain shit. We're currently doing a Grand Prix review, so we'll obviously get back into that now, the usual stuff. This is technically this week's news, the Monza news. You know, this will be something we talk more in depth in next week's Grand Prix review and throughout this week on the Watchalong. Yeah, once all the other drivers get confirmed, like will Giovinazzi be going? Who's going to be replacing him? Is it going to be Albon? Is it going to be De Vries? Who's going to take the other Williams seat? I'm assuming Russell will get announced at Merc. So yeah, we'll talk about that or next week's Grand Prix review and this week in the Watchalongs. But let's get back to the usual Grand Prix review. Yeah, so the Mercedes were first to jump, and they did get, I think it was like, even with the slow pit stop that they had, I think they still they obviously stayed behind Red Bull, but they cut, I think it was like 1.5, 2 seconds out of Red Bull's time. So the undercut was strong here, but the Red Bull just had better pace. Max pulled away a lot. Lewis needed to keep with him in that first stint. Lewis did a really good job in that last stint, but the first stint, he wasn't able to. And then it was Bottas's job to hold up Max, and he did a great job, to be honest. It reduced the gap. Hamilton closed the gap in because of this. So, I mean, shout out Bottas. I see a lot of people saying, oh, Bottas is just a guinea pig for Mercedes, blah, blah, blah. Do you not realize that Bottas had a absolutely dog shit first stint? It was 20 seconds off of the leaders. At this point, he's not in the fight for the lead. There's no one fighting him. He's in his own race. So why not use him as a pawn in the Max vs Lewis battle? I just don't get the whole, oh, he's a guinea pig. Of course he's gonna be a guinea pig if he's fucking 20 seconds off the pace. There's nothing else for him to do. I was a bit worried this Grand Prix that the two Mercedes were going to out-strategize Red Bull because Red Bull were all on their own with Perez down the back. But yeah, Bottas's pace let them down. That's why he's getting replaced. So this incident here, it's very similar to the Austria incident, in my opinion. I mean, Lando's clearly not left a car's width for Perez. At the end of the day, that's Norris's fault. Now, I don't think he deserves to be penalized for that, thankfully, because it was near the end of the race. So that little bit of flaw on Perez's car didn't affect him or his ending position, and it didn't take Perez out of the race. But it ends up being a racing incident because it didn't affect the race at all in the end. But if Perez had gone off into the gravel, retired, broken his wing, whatever it may have been, that's 100% Norris's fault. I don't know why people are defending Norris for this. Like, I don't know how this is a racing incident. Perez is ahead in the corner. Perez ahead in the corner. Norris comes out of nowhere, pushes him out wide, boom. I mean, like, I get Perez kind of turned in a little bit too early here at this point. He's kind of turned a little bit too early. But ultimately, Lando's line shows he wasn't leaving enough space anyway. I don't know. Norris just needs to be a bit more careful of the people around him, especially when it's Perez. And this is very cheeky from Bottas. And then we see Bottas get the fastest lap, but Bottas did lift. He lifted 1.5 seconds if you look at the timing sheet. He just happened to be so fast that even when he lifted, he still got the fastest lap, which then, I don't know if Hamilton was going to pit for fastest lap anyway, or if this forced Hamilton to pit, because Hamilton had the fastest lap before Bottas stole it. It was funny nonetheless, but he did lift a lot. He just didn't lift enough. This shit's so risky to me. I mean, with the amount of Mercedes failed pit stops, what if the nut doesn't come up? I gotta talk about it real quick before the end of the race. This is a bit of a bitter ending for me. We had this fantastic Grand Prix weekend. It's all about Max. It's the Max show. I understand that. It's his home Grand Prix. He's about to win the race for the first time, a Dutch, first time he's won his home Grand Prix. But we literally watched Max go around for a full 2 laps. Meanwhile, we've got Alonso getting past Sainz, Perez on the back of Sainz, but there was so much going on in this midfield that would have been so insane to watch, and as a Ferrari fan, I wanted to see this shit happen. And instead, we're watching Max do 2 laps by himself. I don't know why they didn't just cut back to Max for the last corner or 2, but yeah, a whole 2 laps was a bit stupid to me because we didn't have many overtakes this Grand Prix, and then they want to reduce it even more by not showing it. And then a few laps before that, they showed Max slightly lock up his tire, his only mistake the entire race, where he slightly locks up, and we missed the overtake of Perez on Norris, was it, or Perez on Ocon? It was weird, man. And this ending was sick. That was so cool. Zandvoort is going to become a staple in Formula 1, I reckon, at least for the next 20 years while Max is in the sport. It's going to be that Grand Prix that's got that electric energy every single Grand Prix. It's going to be like like Austria, like Belgium, where there's a lot of Max fans, but just on that next level. And with the track being such a driver's track as well, in coming years, maybe if the racing gets better, it could be one of the best tracks on the calendar. All right, let's do our race rundown. So Max, obviously, very, very cleanly winning the race. Smooth Grand Prix, smooth weekend from him in general. Very, 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 very little mistakes. The only one I can think of is where he locked up in those last few laps, but I don't know. Flawless drive. We then had Lewis. A lot of respect game for me this weekend for Lewis with how he handled the crowds and on track, how much effort he really wanted to beat Max on his home turf. And he put put in so much effort to try to do that. Bottas, typical stinker. What was it? 36 seconds off of his teammate in the end. Different strategy, of course, but he was already like so far off of the leaders by the time the first stint was done that he had no one to race. So yeah. Gasly, fantastic race. I think Gasly is my driver of the day, personally. He started 4th, finished 4th, but he did a 1 stop on meds, and I believe it was a 47 lap med stint, which is insane. Absolutely insane. To hold off, I mean, Leclerc didn't even get close, but Leclerc on the hard, so obviously he's going to have better durability throughout the whole race, and they pit later as well. But yeah, Leclerc P5, great result from him, and Sainz in P7. Sainz dropped off a little bit. He wasn't on par with Leclerc like he has been for the rest of the year. Sainz was a bit off Leclerc's pace and ended up losing the position to Alonso, who was also on the 1 stop, insane amount on the med tires. So Alonso did a great race as well. Perez came through the field, finished in 8th. Perez is a lot of people's driver of the day, obviously, because he did come through the field and make up a lot of places. It was fun to watch. But I give my driver of the day to the driver I think performed the best. I think Perez put on the best show. You got to remember that, one, he started at the back and he's in the best car on the grid, and he also made a very, very bad mistake right at the start of the race. Locked up his tires, had to change strategy. He could have got P6 or a P5 today if it wasn't for that. So yeah, that's kind of why I didn't give him my driver of the day. Ocon got a P9. He started in front of Alonso, finished 3 places behind Alonso, so bit of iffy from him. Lando started quite far down, finished with the 1 point. And then let's get to the stinks of this Grand Prix. Ricciardo, big stink. I'm not going to lie. Yes, he started 10th and ended up only finishing 1 place down, but his teammate caught so much time with the traffic. I think same strategy. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, Ricciardo had a bit of a stinker again. Stroll did Stroll things. Vettel was having a bit of a struggle street. Giovinazzi started really high up. He had a great qualifying. Just, I believe he got a slow puncture or something from that crash at the start. So that's why he lost a lot of positions, which is tough. Kubica surprised me, beating out Latifi. Russell obviously had an issue in the end, but beating out Latifi. Yeah, Latifi disappointed me a bit this weekend. I thought he was going to have a good weekend. He fucked up qualifying with his mistake, and then he didn't do much in the race. Russell as well, fucking up qualifying. Doing all right in the race. Nothing spectacular like he usually does, but yeah, he then ended up retiring the car on, I think it was the last lap. And then Schumacher having one of those issues with Mazepin. I don't even know why he pit. He just had an extra pit stop, and then I think he was blue flagged on lap 8, which is insane. Tsunoda, a stinker of a Grand Prix before he retired, and Mazepin was doing pretty good. I believe beating Schumacher throughout most of the weekend, but had to retire due to a hydraulic issue, I believe it was. But yeah, just to quickly comment on the Schumacher and Mazepin beef. Yeah, I don't really have many to comment much thoughts on it, or apart from Haas got rid of 2 experienced drivers because they were clashing heads and couldn't afford their contract. It was a big reason. To then signing 2 rookie drivers who don't know how to drive the car and build the car up and are clashing heads. So they've just got the same problem, just even worse now, to be honest. Apart from that, they can afford their contracts. Schumacher seems very pissed at Mazepin, as you probably, I don't know, would be. But Mazepin has all the right to be molding at Schumacher. Schumacher doesn't seem to be listening to the team rules. It's a mess. It's a mess. At the end of the day, it's Haas's management not handling those too well. I don't know. They're both young. They're both rookies. They're both in their own worlds. They shouldn't have to worry about each other, and that's Haas's job to deal with that. So I don't know. I put blame on Haas, to be honest. The thing is with Alpine is last season, the Renault was getting results like this. Maybe not tracks like Zandvoort, but they were getting results like this. And then coming in this season, they rebranded as Alpine, and then they started shitting the bed. And I feel like the Alpine rebrand kind of like overshadowed that was a Renault. You know what I mean? Like, that's Renault. And they were actually absolutely underperforming in comparison to last season. And now they're getting back up to where Renault was, actually having good results. Yeah, so I mean, you've heard me say it the whole year. Like, AlphaTauri is arguably the 4th best car on the grid. I think it's better than Ferrari in some aspect. I don't know. It's McLaren is overall better car. Ferrari is better at some tracks, but its race pace really lets it down. I feel AlphaTauri is like a more overall better version of the Ferrari. So I reckon, I'll be honest, I reckon it goes Red Bull, Mercedes, like they're very tight, and then it comes down a little bit McLaren, and then just under them is AlphaTauri, and then under them Ferrari, and then Alpine, Aston Martin, and then blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, it's time to get into our Reddit recap. Top of the week. Let's check it on out. I bet Bottas's fucking news is already on the top of this week. Big news, big news, big news, big news. Kimi Raikkonen announced that he will be retiring from Formula One after, what was it, 20 years almost? Yeah, it's sad. Obviously, I never got to see Kimi in his prime. I've only seen him in the last few years where he sits at the back of the grid, kind of complaining and not doing too much. I did get to see a little bit of Kimi at Alfa Romeo where he was getting consistently good points finishes, but obviously this year he's majorly dropped off. You can tell his motivation isn't there. You keep hearing him say like, I'm not going to the factory, I'm not doing this with the team, and you just tell his motivation was going down, and ultimately it was time to stop, bringing some new blood who are going to bring that motivation just like Kimi did 20 years ago. What an insane career, you know, won a world championship. How do you say this? Like the longest standing driver in Formula One, 20 years, most kilometers driven, absolutely insane. So I doubt we'll see him in the F1 paddock being a pundit or anything like that, but he might go to rally, he might go do some other series, who knows. But yeah, I wish him all the best. We're losing one of the 4 champions on the grid right now. Lewis arrives at Circuit Zandvoort dressed in orange. Some people thought this was directed at the Dutch fans, whether it was like taking the piss out of the Dutch fans or embracing the orange. But yeah, Lewis always got that drippy drip, doesn't he? Max Verstappen is the first non-Mercedes driver to win more than 5 races in one season in the turbo hybrid era. Wow. Wait, did Ferrari seriously not win more than 5 races in one season? Oh yeah, because wait. Well, no, Leclerc and Vettel would have been trading, but like, did Vettel seriously not get 5 wins in 2018? What? 2017? 2018? Which year was it? They was fighting. I can't remember now. What? Surely Vettel got more than 5. Prior to the 1966 Dutch GP, Jack Brabham appeared on the grid with a fake beard, a walking stick, limping on his left leg and trembling after media suggested that he was too old to be competitive at 40 years of age. He won the race en route to his 3rd World Drivers' Championship and his 1st of his O2. That's sick, man. Imagine getting roasted at 40 years old and then going on to fucking win the race, then proving everyone wrong. That's sick. That's sick. I love stories like that where people prove people wrong. Just like Gasly. Gasly's story is sick. Lewis tagged George over Roscoe. Yeah, everyone was saying this might have been a bit of a rumor that he's saying like his buddy, his teammate for next year is George Russell. I don't know. Apparently it was just George Russell purchased this collar for Roscoe, and instead of tagging or making it clear, he just, I don't know, he just fucking tagged him for a troll. Who knows? He deleted it anyway. Now that's the proper hat. Yo, is that an arrow? Is that Jos Verstappen's arrow? Or is that just a normal like generic F1 car? Max Verstappen becomes the 4th driver on the grid to win their home Grand Prix. That's pretty nuts. So who has a home Grand Prix and hasn't won it? So let's go through the grid. There's no Finnish Grand Prix for Bottas. Perez hasn't won the Mexican Grand Prix. Ricciardo hasn't won the Australian. Lando hasn't won his British Grand Prix. Leclerc hasn't won the Monaco Grand Prix. Sainz hasn't won the Spanish Grand Prix. Ocon hasn't won the French Grand Prix. Gasly hasn't won the French Grand Prix. Sonoda hasn't won the Japanese Grand Prix. Latifi hasn't won the Canadian, neither has Stroll. Russell hasn't won the British one. There's no Finnish one for Kimi. And Gio hasn't won the Italian one. Fucking losers, man. Imagine not winning a home Grand Prix. They haven't even won races. Kimi's last win in F1 in pictures. That's sick. At the USA Grand Prix. He was so happy. Finally getting a win at Ferrari after so long. Lewis gives Max a champagne shower. Yeah, what do you guys think about the trophies for Zandvoort? I like them, but they don't. They look plasticky to me. If this was like a nice glass with a nice engraving and font, I would probably like it. But it just looks like plastic. Apparently it's reusable. It just looks plastic. If they hadn't made it glass into, that would have been cool. That would have been cool. Kimi Raikkonen on his debut in the Australian GP. Look at that. 2001, 20 years ago. Young lad, motivated to win. That's what we need in Formula 1 now in replace of him. F1 market, Red Bull offers Albon to Williams and Alfa Romeo. Yes, big rumors right now. We don't know where he's going yet. So at least once this one gets announced, it's going to be a surprise. We always knew Bottas was probably going to go to Alfa Romeo with how big those rumors were. You know, we were all pretty confident Russell was going to Merck, or is going to Merck now. But we don't really know where Albon's going. We don't know where De Vries is going. We don't know is Pourchaire going to get, is Eilert going to get. No one knows. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Ricciardo, cute. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen in the interview, so many people were taking the piss out of Russell this week. Ricciardo's like, yo, can I get a selfie with the new Mercedes driver? So that must have been that selfie there. Stat, by the end of Kimi Raikkonen's F1 career at the end of the season, he would have competed in 350 GPs, which is 1/3 of all Grand Prix ever held. Wow, that's insane to think about. Well, unfortunately, that's probably going to be 348 now because of COVID. Oh yeah, that's big news we haven't actually spoken about. Kimi Raikkonen retired from the Grand Prix, from Formula 1, but he also became positive, or fell ill positive to COVID, which means he did not compete for the weekend. So we had Kubica this weekend. Who's going to replace Kubica next weekend? Kimi next weekend. Is it going to be Kubica again? Is Eilert going to leave IndyCar? Probably not, considering he's not getting a seat for next year. Will they put Albon or De Vries in for a try? Who knows? I think it'll just end up being Kubica again, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Bottas. Happy birthday, Carlos Sainz Jr., who turns 27. Still young. Still young. Mick and Seb on their way to their conference at Zandvoort. Man, these two are getting along so well. You'd love to see it. No bad vibes on the podium. The Dutch fans being extremely sporting, and there's virtually no booing of Hamilton and Mercedes. Excellent show from the home crowd. Yeah, 100%. We were talking about that earlier. Definitely makes Austria and Belgium look a bit stupid with how they were booing Hamilton. Netherlands did a great job. I think it also goes to Lewis handling the crowd quite well. He didn't like feed into it. I don't know. It was good. It was good. Orange crowd, simply lovely. Fuck, man. I don't get why they do a 75% crowd capacity and then end up bunching them up like this anyway. Just make it 100% at that point. What's the point? Rosberg reveals that he used to pee in his seat during races, but it would evaporate during the race anyway. Finally, a confirmed seat peer. That's disgusting. Christian Hornet, this is sick. This is what I was talking about just before.
Hello, mate. Are you congratulating him on his deal?
I don't know what you're congratulating about.
The way Hornet says it, the way Russell responds is just fucking hilarious to me. Lewis Hamilton Instagram came with the Dutch vibes. Oh, so okay, so he was doing it because of the Dutch vibes. Right. Sand creation of Niki Lauda's car on Zandvoort Beach. Wow, that's sick. Is that the water? No, that's actually insane. How do you do that? Is that it has to be a robot, right? It has to be like a robot that goes on the sand and makes that, right? There's no, like, how do you do that from hand without being able to, nah, people are inhuman, I swear. Stroop waffle test at Zandvoort.
All right, so this is the world-renowned, world-famous Stroop waffle test. And it's not really, but we're gonna try it out. I would normally be told not to play with food, but we are gonna have a eater or a consumer at the end of this, so nothing is going to waste. And we're gonna see how steep the banking is by doing the ultimate Stroop waffle test.
Someone's gonna eat it? What the fuck?
So we're in good hands here. Literally. All right, here we go. Let's see if this works. Oh, it does. It does. Oh.
Poor person who's gonna eat that now. Oh, you like F1 tire in your mouth, don't you, dude?
Delicious.
Tasty tire. Max Verstappen sand art maybe on the Zandvoort beach. Again, it's got to be a computer. There's no way you do that with hand. Where are your footprints? Oh, there they are. A peaceful track walk for Max Verstappen at the circuit Zandvoort. Yeah, very peaceful. Fuck me. Road from Zandvoort train station to the track. Who could be asked? Max Verstappen's victory lap entering the arena of Zandvoort Dutch GP. Yo, that's sick. I've got that picture on my desktop to put it on my Grand Prix review thumbnail for this video, actually. Is the trick in the intercooler. Since the British GP, Red Bull and Ferrari have suspected that Mercedes has achieved performance. Now the opponents think they know what it is about. Red Bull has sent a request to FIA. Yeah, so a few protesting things happen over the week. Red Bull and Ferrari think Mercedes are doing something with their cooler, which gives them better acceleration out of corners or something. And they haven't protested it, but they just want the FIA to look at it and check to make sure there's nothing dodgy going on. Scooter Gang. Oh my lord, these guys. All right, guys, that's going to conclude the Reddit recap. But yeah, Reddit recap was actually pretty good today. All right, let's check out F1 Fantasy and F1 Play before we wrap up the review and the stream. Here is our team for the week. Yeah, first glance, not the best team. I mean, when you look at it in depth, you think, wow, you got the first place, you got fifth place, you got third place. That's a good shout. The problem was my turbo driver was on Norris and he ultimately got 1 point. And then I had McLaren as my car. Trin bullied me into doing McLaren as my constructor. Anyways, let's go look at the league. We've dropped a few points these last few weeks. It's tough. Oh, we've dropped another 2 places. We're down from 19th to 21st, unfortunately. We are now behind Jackson in front of Short Kings. God damn it. And leading is still T-Mac. And then we've got James in second, Spider in third. Real quick, before we look at this week's teams, we need to look at last week's teams. Reason being, they weren't updated last week, so we couldn't have a look. So the best team last week was Zach with Ricardo Turbo Driver, Russell, Verstappen, Norris, Gasly, Red Bull. Wow. Okay. Jesus. That's an insane team. I don't know why he turboed fucking Ricardo, but good on him. That worked for the best team of the week. Anyways, let's have a look. Best team of... Well, first off, let's look at T-Mac's team for the week, the leader. Netherlands, he got 163 points, so 20 more points than me, roughly. He turboed Sainz, which was interesting to me. I guess he thought Sainz was going to outperform Leclerc. The difference from 7th 7th to 5th is insane in points. Leclerc got the same amount of points as Sainz, and Sainz was turbo. I guess you get way more points for beating your teammate, out-qualifying your teammate, and I guess Sainz lost a place. I don't know. Anyways, let's get to F1 play. Let's see how everyone did. We got 4 out of 10 for Netherlands. Not too bad. We had no one get 10 out of 10. We had 0.2% get 9 out of 10. 0.32 get 8 out of 10. 2% get 7 out of 10. 9% get 6 out of 10. 20% get 5 out of 10. I was in the majority with 27%. 4 out of 10. 3 out of 10. 2 out of 10. 1 out of 10. And then 0 out of 10 out of the people who did it, of course. So let's have a look at my results. So I got Max Verstappen right. I got Lewis Hamilton right. I always do something a little bit different because, you know, you can't be boring. I did Gasly, hoping to get on the podium instead of Bottas. Yeah, it didn't happen. But yeah, fastest lap, I went with Bottas. For that reason, I thought Bottas was going to be doing some whack shit. I don't know, maybe botting out and then pitting for fastest lap. I ended up being Hamilton, so we got that wrong. First finisher, Q1, I got Gasly right. First finisher, Q2, I got Alonso right. I just said Stroll was going to retire, ended up being Mazepin. I said 16 finishes, there was 18. I said there will be a safety car, there was no safety car. And I said winning margin was 2 to 4, but this is just fucking scuffed because these guys keep fucking pitting for fastest lap because it's the way fastest lap is. But yeah, let's quickly have a look at how the league went. Everyone else in the league went. 49 members right now. Wow. Stev got 6 out of 10. Congrats. We had Ando, Crush, Daddy Trin, Extinction, James, and Matthew Willis all on 5 out of 10. Bunch of lads with me on 4 out of 10. Bunch of 3 out of 10. Few of 2 out of 10. And then T-Mac all by himself on 1 out of 10. That is going to conclude the Grand Prix review for the Dutch Grand Prix. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Once again, another great Grand Prix review. I feel like they're getting longer and longer each fucking video, but I'm enjoying it. I guess my stream's grown, so there's more people to discuss things with on a Monday, and I guess we're in that point in the season where there's a lot you can talk about in the past of the season and a lot to talk about with the potential future, and also a bunch of new news coming out at the moment. So that's going to conclude it for this week. Same time, same place this week on the stream for the Italian Grand Prix, the sprint qualifying format as well. But that's good. That's good. It's something a bit different. And then, yeah, same time, same place next week for the Grand Prix review on the Wednesday. So, yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys all there. But thank you all for tuning in. Goodbye.
I can feel this tide choke my neck and I just wonder why I'm buried in a suit I'd never buy, a suit I'd never buy.